this one is going to be great. I can't believe I bought this thing. I got a little bit of that remorse where you spent some money and you're like, oh, I spent a lot of money, but I'm happy I got it. I've been talking this thing up now for a while, so we'll get to it here in a second. But first off, this is the stuff I bought aside from the console. And as you can see, it's pretty cool. It's all box stuff. I was happy to buy all these. At the time, I was happy. Like I said, when I had to pay that check, I wasn't too happy, but we're happy enough. We happy. Alright, Jesus, I forgot how much stuff there really was. Okay. First things first, I got the latest issue of The Walking Dead. Carl's awake. He doesn't remember things, but he's awake, folks, if you care. Okay. Empty bag. I spent too much money, but I had a gift card left over from my sister from my birthday for a little bit of this. Actually, probably a third of the cost, so I was happy to use it there. It's kind of a something I'd been holding on to for something like this. So let's see. Oh Jesus! Well, I got 8 games. 8 games here, folks. Let's get started. The first one I picked up, we'll do the Super Nintendo games first. I rarely find Super Nintendo in box. Is we picked up for $4.99 Pitfall. Now these are rewrapped, so we'll crack them open and see if they're complete. I don't even know. It's a guessing game. It's a mystery. I'm going to try to salvage some of this shrink wrap. Keep Pitfall in decent shape, Alright. Of course, I open the left side of the box because I'm left-handed. So, that feels like something's creased. Yep, something is creased. But, it is complete. Got the instruction booklet, which the back cover is creased, or folded, but it is the original instruction booklet. It is in black and white, which is kind of a bummer. Printed in the USA, it says. How about colored in the USA? That would be good. Hey, that's neat. It's got our seizure warning, our registration card, and the cart. I don't think I had this game at all for the Super Nintendo, so happy to have it. I know I have it for the Sega CD. I had a version of Pitfall. And I think I had a version of Pitfall from the Genesis? No. Maybe the Nintendo. I think it's Nintendo. Anyway, what I was oohing about is it has the original bag that the game came in. That they put them in. They were folded. Actually have that bag in there, so it's kind of like, that's kind of neat. Get excited about a plastic bag. I'm not going to try to put these back in the box because we'll never get this video done. The second game I picked up, this is one of them buy two get ones, and I don't know how this worked out. I'm not going to try to do math this video because I just don't feel like it. But I got something for free, let's put it that way. Which I spent enough, so I should have got freaking a lollipop or something. High roller discount. Okay, the second game I picked up was $2.99. It's another Super Nintendo game. I didn't have this one either. Balls. I didn't have any balls for the Super Nintendo. Ballistic fighting at its best. Let's see. It's a fighting game. It's not super great. People may remember it, may not. I know they made a version of it for the Genesis and 3DO, and I don't know. I think that might be it. Cartridge. Instructions, and these at least have a color cover. They do have some color in them, actually. But they're printed in Japan, folks. No bag for this one. I can't get that excited. But $2.99. That other was $4.99. And then our final game we picked up here is right in the middle. I did have this game, but I didn't have it in the box. F-Zero. And let's crack it open. $3.99. It was a boxed weekend, folks. Pretty much everything I bought was in a box, in its original box or whatever. I didn't buy it. Felt like I was gonna sneeze. Okay. Complete. They were all complete. This one's got the instructions. These are color as well. Looks pretty nice there. And the cartridge. This is my favorite kind of tray. The one that's got the 4 sides that are folded like that. That's the best tray out of all the trays for the Super Nintendo ones. Is my, as far as I'm concerned. The game, good shape. This was in better shape. All three, like I said, these were probably all one persons that traded them all in. I'm trying to think. I did leave something there. I'm trying to think, and it wasn't a sports game either. Oh, Zoop and something else. There was like another Super Nintendo game. I know there was Zoop, and there was one other game. Oh, it was True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I just didn't feel like buying that one. And the box was a little worked on that one. And Zoop I didn't want. And so the next games I bought 5 more games. These are boxed. I don't know if they're complete or not. But these are NES games. So we added 7 boxed NES games to our library over this weekend, which is awesome. Let me see. I might have had this one. I don't know if I did or not. So we'll find out. Okay. Alright, first one I picked up is Monster Party. Monster Party was $3.99. And it's complete. Yeah, the box is in decent shape. The part of the top part of the box is ripped, slightly worked. Actually, on both sides, it's slightly worked. I'd probably put this in the good or average box rating. I kind of have my own box rating system. As you can see what I mean when the edges of both sides are kind of worked over a little bit. But I did not have Monster Party previously. This game does have the directions and the game itself. So $3.99. I think I thought about getting this one at one point, and I didn't, and now I'm glad to have a box copy for my procrastination. I spent the time to put that one back in there, sorry. This one is, I don't know, it looks like, I'm trying to read it. I don't want to read it. Some kid walking home from his baseball game gets sucked into a haunted house or something, basically. This next one, I don't even know what this game is for sure, but I remember seeing some different people show that they had picked it up or whatever. I'm not really sure what it is. But, anyway, it was $3.99. It's called Treasure Master. And it says Scooter's dream starts where the most games finish. After battling sharks, conquering space, surviving miniaturization, and getting lost in famous and forest, our hero finds the treasure and gets to keep it. I don't know. I'm not really sure. We might have to do a video on this, or read into it better and do a video, explaining about it because I don't really know what it is. Looks kind of interesting though. Feels complete. I mean, it feels like something down there. Could have a feel to these things. Woohoo! Has the instruction booklet. This one has color instruction booklet. A lot of times in Nintendo games, they started doing a black and white instruction booklet too. But that one has a color one, which is pretty cool. And I'm glad it has the instruction booklet because it seemed like it's going to be a little bit hard to understand what's going on. Not like you can't look everything up on the internet nowadays, but that's why they try to phase out our instruction books, folks. You can look everything up on the internet. Why do we need libraries? We can just read it all online. Okay, the next game, we're getting down to it here. This one I wasn't sure if I had already or not, and I'm still not sure, but I think I don't. Maybe I do. I don't know. If I do, it's a different box. Yoshi's Cookie. I think I just have Yoshi, not Yoshi's Cookie. So I don't think I had this one. This is $6.99. This one, I'm trying to guess. Sometimes you can tell by the thickness a little bit. This one might be missing the instruction booklet. Either that or it's a thin instruction booklet because it's one of the later games that came out. Alright. Okay. Haha, I was right. It does not have the instruction booklet. That was a guess and win, I guess. A win and a loss. It's missing one of the little flaps. No instruction booklet, but it does have the game. I'm cool with that sometimes. If I'm ordering them specifically, and I'm going to make sure it's got the instruction booklet, but if I'm finding them out in public and they're like under $10, and the box is in good shape, which this one is in good shape. I mean, it's a little bit, you know, squished a little, but it's not been broken in. So, you know, I'm willing, and it's got good color on the front, so, and the sides look good, so I'm willing to part with it and not cry the blues if it's only got the game in the box. Alright, this one looks awesome. I think I do have this one as a loose cart because it's funny because it kind of goes along with a package video I just did. The game does. Where Mike Gardner had sent me something in the mail. He sent me a Tiny Toon game in the mail, Buster's Hidden Treasure, and here for the Nintendo we have Tiny Toon Adventures Trouble in Wacky Land 2. I might not have Tiny Toon Adventures 2. I might only have the first one, so this one might actually be one I don't have. Uh-oh. Do we have them? Do we have them? Oh, we do. They're a little bit worked, but we have instructions, folks. That's sad. I hate when stuff like that happens because people aren't paying attention when they stick it down in there. All of the corners are dog-eared on the bottom corner of it. Oh, that's sad. Sorry, folks. I'm not going to sit here and bore you with all of that. But it does have the instructions, actually. For Tiny Toon Adventures 2. Actually, the more I think about it, the more I think I do just have Tiny Toon Adventures, the first one, and it's only a cart. But here's the cart, if I didn't show it. And that's pretty sweet for $6.99. It does have the directions, like I said. This box is missing one of the fold-in tabs, but, you know, it's the way it goes sometimes. I'd say the box is in pretty good shape anyway, even though it doesn't have think I might have put this in backward. Sorry. Well, I mean, you're not going to believe this other thing I picked up, though. I got one more game, and I'm going to show it to you. Anyway, this corner's trying to pop up a little bit on it, but it's Tiny Toon Adventures 2. It's in good shape, and it was $5.99. I'm going to peel the stickers off of those in a minute. The final one, I know Anthony 8-Bit Goomba had picked up a copy of this game. I think I watched a gameplay he did on it, but I happened to find a copy in the box today. I don't know if it's complete, but I do know it's missing one of the fold-ins, I can tell. Felix the Cat in the box for $9.99. Like I said, it is missing one of the fold-in tabs because of the way the box is bowed out on that one side. Hudson Soft game. This was the most expensive Nintendo game, but considering, you know, it's Felix the Cat, I was like, oh, I get it. Which, to me, that means this game got played quite a bit, because that's why the fold-in, and they kept them in the box, because that's why the fold-in tabs are really loose in it. It does have the directions, Sweet NES. Sweet NES. Check that out. Looks good. Looks real good. So, I don't even know, folks. That was 7 NES titles we picked up this weekend. And none of them did I have in the box. I had some loose cart versions, but I didn't have them in the box. I picked up 3 Super Nintendo games we did not have in the box. And now we're down to the nitty-gritty. The thing I'm ready to show you I overpaid for. Alright, are you ready? This question. We gotta have a little bit of a build-up. Now, I've been putting off buying any box system for this system for a while. Mainly because it seemed like it just wasn't worth it. Because they put out, a few versions. I know they put out at least 3 different versions of the old, the older ones, and then I think maybe even later they put out another version or 2 before it finally died. But we picked up a Nintendo console today in the box, and you're like, oh, whoopity shit. Well, they had the control deck back in the day. And they also had the action set, which is pretty much what everybody got was the action set. Because they had the dual cart, had the gun. I mean, everybody I know had the action set. Nobody, my cousin back in the day had bought the control deck because, he got one before anybody I ever knew had one. But this was the other version that was on sale at the same time as the control deck. And I was surprised to see it at Vintage Stock today in this box, and in such a good looking box that I had to ask about it, and we'll go ahead and show it. I picked up today, folks, a deluxe Nintendo set. I had him come over. I was like, I got a question. He's like, yeah, what's going on? And I'm like, how complete is the deluxe set up there? And he goes, oh, I think everything's in there. I go, well, if it's complete, I'm willing to think about buying it from you. But if it's not, I'm not going to buy it. And he goes, well, let me pull it down. And as you can see, it's in really good shape. The box got really good color. It's got a little dent there. It still has the handle on the top to carry it. Here's the rub, folks. I paid $130 for this thing, and you're probably like, you stupid asshole. But I got to thinking, I don't know anybody, and I mean this seriously. I mean, there's some guys online, a few I know, that do have the deluxe set with the box and everything. And I think Cobra DVS does, a couple other guys. I can't think off the top of my head, but I personally have never seen one of these things in years and years since I was a kid, like going to, Target or something and saw it there, back in the day. And I knew I was never going to get the set with the robot, because it was just too cool. But anyway, I saw it. He pulls it down. We open it up. It's got I think it's missing the booklets, the directions and stuff for the actual console and the robot and the gun or whatever. But the games are in there. Everything's in there, and it was worth it to me to buy it because I've thought if I've looked for a Rob before, and I've always figured if I got Rob, I wanted him in the box, and we could try to start working toward opening this, couldn't we? But anyway, we'll go ahead and look at the side here. It's got the different games that had come out at the time. It shows the Rob the Robot, 2 controllers, a zapper, the Nintendo control deck, and 2 games. It says the Nintendo Entertainment System Deluxe Set is a revolutionary because it's the only home video system that is really interactive. No other video system features Rob, the wireless video robot who plays games right alongside you, or the Zapper, the amazing light-sensing gun that puts sharp-shooting accuracy right in the palm of your hand. And then it goes on. But it's got like the 80s family Nintendo, the first truly interactive home video game console. Now you can get your entire family into the action. Rob requires 4 AA and 1 D batteries. Awesome. I was trying to see if there was a copyright date or something on there, but I don't see one off the top of my head. It says right here, pull here to open. I was going to look on the bottom if I could. I see the proof of purchase, but I don't see in a P.O. box. I don't see a date. And then we got Gyromite and Duck Hunt showing the different games, Rob, the Zapper gun, and whatnot. So, anyway, we got it out of the box. I still think that's kind of strange. I just noticed the Nintendo logo was white on the box. It does have the styrofoam. I'm wondering how much of this is actually original. You know what I'm saying? Is this the original system that was in this box originally, or is it, something they piece parted together and stuck in the box? It really isn't. I kind of wish I knew, in a way. You can tell here, this was saved, but it had a little bit of an accident or a rough life at one point. It's got a crack in it, but here is the real deal. Holyfield. Here's Rob and the 2 controllers and the gun. The RF is just kind of in there with Rob. And that's the adapter. It has both of the games in here. Both of them are no clip. And it does have the books. I think the games are probably original to this console, to this box. I don't know about the rest of it. Well, the Rob probably is for sure, but I don't know about the toaster. Looks like it could be. It looks like it had a sticker on it or something at one point. It's pretty kind of dirty. I've got some better looking Nintendos I could maybe stick in there. Trying to see if there's a date on this one. 85 copyright. And these are the parts for the Rob. This is his stand. His stand and all the pieces that go to it. The gyros. That's what I really wanted to know, is that the gyros were in here. Because I was like, if the gyros aren't in there, or all the pieces to Rob aren't in there, I'm not buying it. But they were. The first time I'm really getting a good look at it. I'm hoping that this isn't all rusty on the inside. No, it looks silver. It doesn't look rusty. I was worried because I saw that in the box there. But no, it's silver. Well, I don't know. That's the spinner base or whatever. The instruction, the paddle. I'd say it's probably all original to this box. I don't know. There's no way to prove it for anything, but why would somebody run? Maybe somebody would have to get a new toaster or whatever, but I can't imagine. You know, you're not gonna go buy a different zapper and put it in here, you know, or whatever. So anyway, let's look at Rob. I always wanted one of these. I know it's kind of a, what's it called? A gimmick in a way for the system. Look, this little bit of sticky here. The sticker could be cleaned up a little bit on him, but he looks in really good shape actually. And he's got his cord. He's got all his gyros and his platforms. I'm happy with it. I know I spent kind of a shitload of money, but like I said, my sister had given me some money for my birthday and a gift card for theirs, so it was worth it. It was probably about half the cost of this, and then I paid for the other stuff. So, you know, what are you going to do? But anyway, I thought this was awesome. I don't know where I'm going to put it because I just don't have any space. You know, it's all full up there. Don't know if I can work that stack over there differently. Maybe. That might be where it's going. But anyway, I was just overly enthused, as you can tell. I was really excited to find old Rob here. Like I said, some of it needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but that to me says it's probably been in the box for a long time, and they finally traded it in. And that box is in great shape, really. So, good color. I'm glad to have it. This is probably the only Nintendo box system I'll buy unless I come across one that's cheap, you know, like at a garage sale or something where they're selling it for $10 in the box or something. You know, that'd be the only way I'd be picking up another Nintendo console in the box. This one kind of does it for me. I already have a NES satellite in the box, and then the NES Max, I have a sealed one. I want to get a. I'd like to get a Zapper in the box by itself, and I'd like to get a Advantage in the box by itself. But you know, those are things to look for on another day. So anyway, got a ton of stuff, as you can see, games, and a system. So anyway, that was a big pickup weekend. So total over the weekend, I probably spent about $200. So about a big chunk of it was this. So I had fun. Hope you all had fun this weekend, and I'll probably be posting this video midweek for this one. So I hope you're enjoying it and thought it was cool. Tell me if you thought I was a dumbass and overpaid. I'll take it under advisement because I already feel not buyer's remorse, but like, oh, should I have done that? But you look at trying to buy one in this shape, you know, on the internet, and then have them ship it to you and the cost of that, and then hoping that it doesn't get damaged on the way to your house. When you see one that's in, you know, good shape and you see that price, you got to weigh your options. And I was happy to pick it up. So now, if only the real holy grail, if only I could find Stack Up with the cups and everything for the Rob. I don't know. That's kind of a hard one to come by, I think. So anyway, I'm gonna sign off. I'm dragging it out. Thanks, folks, for stopping by, and we'll see you in all next video. Bye. I think that makes goddamn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Nintendo toasters. Oh Jesus.